Doug Fee. Welcome to another episode of Dish It Out, taped here at the beautiful facilities at the Culinary Center at Mercer County Community College. Thanks for joining us. We have a great episode for you today, and we're featuring one of our sponsor partners, which if you notice, I have all these patches on my jacket, and this patch here is for RC Fine Foods, and what this means is they actually sponsor a student scholarship, and we are very pleased to have Chef Anthony Todaro here, who is the corporate chef for RC Fine Foods. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Doug. It's great to be here. Fabulous facility. Thank you very much.
Well, we have one of the things that we work with our sponsor partners is the give and take that we have with our students. So we learn what's going on in the industry, and Anthony more than once has come over and done demonstrations for our students. And one of the things that we're often asking about is what are the trends, what's going on, what's happening next, and you brought one of those trends with you today.
Absolutely. One of the items that's really hot right now is gluten-free. A lot of people have, allergies to gluten. They have a celiac disease or some type of intolerance. So we've produced a whole line of bases so people can still enjoy normal, everyday cooking and have a gluten-free product. And so that's why we're going to be making a couple dishes today, absolutely 100% gluten-free.
Now, we actually used this product before you came aboard as a sponsor partner. And one of the things I like about the ingredients we get from you, the bases, is you can actually read all the ingredients on here. There's nothing you can't pronounce. There's nothing that's 14 letters long without any syllables. And above all, it's good quality product from a culinary perspective.
Thank you. Yeah, we work very hard. It's what it's all about is the quality first and put it out there for the industry.
So. Okay. What do you have planned for us today? What's on our menu?
Well, the first dish is going to be a chicken marsala. Again, it's going to be totally gluten-free, no flour, no barley, no rye in it. So we're going to get right ahead. What we're going to do is I have a stock here that I made out of our reserve collection beef base and a little bit of our vegetable base in there also. I'm going to thicken it with our instant food thickener, which is another absolutely gluten-free. It's a corn-based product. It's wonderful. You don't have to dilute it. You can just add it right in, and it just thickens. So that's what we're going to do.
Typically with the cornstarch, you got to make the slurry,
right?
Mix it up, and then pour it in. Make sure it's enough. Make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom, and get the glue ball down there.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. Always in the beginning, put a little bit too much in. Have to add a little more liquid, a little bit too much. So, but this makes it a little bit easier for you. All right, so we're going to go right ahead, I guess.
All right.
So you're going to assist me there. Do a little stirring. You see it dissolves right in.
It just disappears, and the beauty of this, no lumps.
No, and when you make a sauce with the modified food starch versus a roux, which would be a butter and a flour mixture, you don't have to strain it. Saves you a little step there, and especially at home, saves you a couple pans. A little bit of cleanup. So we'll add a little bit more, and that should be good. Good to go. I'm going to sear off the chicken while you're stirring it, Doug.
All right. I just have some chicken breasts here, and I guess the good part about this, cooking with everything gluten-free, is if you have one member of your family who can't have wheat, everybody can eat it. You don't have to make two separate meals.
That's absolutely correct.
All right. You're only making me 3 pieces? I told you I was hungry, Anthony.
That's why I put the other down below. Season it up with a little sea salt, fresh ground black pepper.
What made you choose sea salt?
Well, it's a natural product. It's very hot right now. There's a lot of different sea salts available. You can buy Himalayan, you can buy gray, volcanic. I mean, it's natural. And it gives it more of a natural flavor. I enjoy using them.
Yeah, there are some pretty colors.
Yeah, it's also the product that's used in our reserve collection also is sea salt.
I can see you've done this once or twice before. If you notice that the chicken cutlets are exactly the same thickness, so they cook through evenly.
Yep. Pounded. Get them nice and flat. Add a little bit more seasoning, the salt and pepper. That's good.
Smelling good already.
Absolutely. I'll just move those over to the side. Now for marsala, we'll add a little bit of garlic, a little chopped fresh garlic. Chopped fresh shallots. Butter.
I was wondering when you
Saute.
get the butter.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Now, why didn't you put that butter in earlier?
Because it would burn. I like to put it in a little bit so it doesn't brown up too much.
We want that nice flavor from it. We want burnt butter.
Now I'll add some fresh mushrooms.
You found some pretty mushrooms.
Oh yeah, far and wide.
You know, that's something that I do when I'm cooking at home too. I put my protein off to the side. You don't want to overcook it, but if you keep it off to the side of the pan, you can cook your other ingredients and just keep the recipe rolling along.
Absolutely. Alternate those around a little bit. Working well. We're going to reduce the heat a little bit. Going to actually turn that heat off. Going to add some Marsala wine.
Okay.
Let that reduce a little bit.
You know, I remember going to culinary school, which you're a CIA alum as well. I always had a German chef, and every time he flambéed something, he'd go, "Oh, look, French cooking."
Yes.
So now, if you have a microwave above your stove at home, it's probably not a good idea to practice that. You can just keep your saute pan a little lower temperature and let it reduce down on its own.
You can do that, or just take it off the flame completely. Now we're going to add some of the sauce.
And refresh our memory. What is this sauce again?
This is the Reserve Collection beef base. I have a little bit of vegetable base in there also, thickened with a non-flour, gluten-free instant food thickener. And that'll be our marsala. I'm going to put in a little bit of fresh herb, fresh parsley here.
Oh, this smells great.
Thank you. Now if you could take that sauce away. I'll take that other saute pan. Going to accompany that with a little bit of asparagus. Caramelized. Turn that up a little bit. I think that'll be good. Give that a little pepper.
We have our asparagus peeled a bit.
Peeled, and then I blanched them. Put a little butter in there.
I'm blanching them. Did you steam them to blanch them, or just boiling
Well,
down?
I kind of cheated because I put them in a microwave.
Okay.
I like to cook things, especially like at home, or it makes it very convenient to peel them, put them in a microwave. It does a great job. Gives you a little bit more room, for other things.
Cook them so they're just still a little bit firm to the bite.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
they cook a little more quickly when we need them.
Great.
I'm getting anxious here. It smells so good. I'm getting hungry. I'm moving the plate over here.
There you
No
go.
rush.
No,
No pressure. Just
I'll put a little bit of our pesto di pomodoro in there too. That'll give it a nice little kick. It's a sun-dried tomato pesto with walnuts, giving a nice color to the asparagus.
Oh, it's great to smell that. That smells wonderful. The tomato and the pesto. Great combination.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's coming along good. Turn it down just a tad. Okay, now I think we're ready to plate this up.
Okay.
Pieces of our chicken here. Some of our mushrooms. We'll reduce the sauce down a little bit more.
A little more concentration on those flavors in there.
Get the umami.
What was that word?
Umami.
Now, what is that?
It's not about my mommy. It's the fifth flavor sensation that you can taste, and it's the meatiness or flavorfulness. It's not bittersweet, sour, or salty. What's the fifth one?
And that's something we talk about here. If you're ever looking for something to do, we teach credit classes, non-credit classes, and that's just one of the many things that we bring to the table when we talk about food here.
Put the asparagus right here.
That's looking good.
A little bit of olive oil in there. Some caramelized shallots on there. Looks nice. Okay.
That didn't take long.
Nope, not at all.
You can see this game. If you could only smell it. Wow, does that smell terrific.
There we go. A little chicken marsala. Put a nice garnish of some parsley on there. Maybe a little bit here. Done.
That is a thing of beauty. Look at that.
Here we are. Chicken marsala with a nice sauteed asparagus, and again, totally gluten-free. So that's why everyone can enjoy a nice meal. Everyone can sit down and enjoy it, and if someone has a little bit of a gluten issue or have celiac disease, they can still sit down to the same meal. Makes it simple.
I can tell you for a fact, everyone would enjoy this. Okay. That's a great start to our show here.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this.
If you're not helping after-school programs, you're really helping to take them away. After-school programs.
Wouldn't you rather be helping?
Hey, kid, what's shaking? Besides me.
Dad, there's something wrong with the fridge.
What? Ooh, a snack.
Got energy hogs in your house? Now you have the power to do something about them. Log on to energyhog.org. Because nobody likes an energy hog.
Hey, they got Charlie. Yeah, who cares?
Hey, welcome back to Dish It Out. We're here with Chef Anthony Todaro from RC Fine Foods, featuring some gluten-free menu items tonight. And we have another chicken dish on our menu now.
Yeah, tonight the second dish we're going to do is a Mediterranean chicken. Sauteed chicken cutlet with some roasted peppers, Kalamata olives, mushrooms, artichoke hearts, and in a Mediterranean herb mixture of fresh thyme, rosemary, and oregano with a little bit of orange zest. And the sauce I'm going to use tonight on it is actually going to be, again, one of our reserve chicken reserve-based products. It's going to be a reserve chicken with a little bit of a reserve vegetable base in there, thickened with our gluten-free instant food thickener.
Now that's the second time you've paired up the vegetable base with a beef base.
With one of the other ones. Well, the reason why I do that is so that it still gets the mirepoix flavor. Whereas it would be straight chicken or the beef. And this way, the mirepoix is onions, carrots, and celery, which helps to round out the stock, give it a full flavor. Okay. Do the honors
I get to
again.
stir again? All right.
Absolutely. Did a great job the first time. So.
Well, you know, I'm glad
Stick
to hear
with
all
the
those.
winner.
Yeah. All that money spent at CIA wasn't wasted on me.
No, not at all. I think that's good. All right, I'm going to get this chicken going here.
I notice you're not afraid of high heat in that pan.
No, that's why I like to use the non-stick. It browns them up real nice. A little bit of shallot oil.
How do we get shallot oil?
Well, I actually take fresh shallots, peel them, slice them, about a pound of shallots, and I cook it in a gallon of blended oil. I had 90% vegetable, 10% olive oil, until they're very dark, almost like the color of this. And then I take them out, and it infuses the flavor of the shallots right in the oil, and then you can use it to cook. You can make a salad with it. Very versatile, especially great on vegetables.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Okay, let's season these up a little bit again. A little black pepper, a little bit of sea salt. Quick turn.
Now, the high heat on a pan is actually a problem for many students when they're first learning saute work, because the pan is so hot and they have very thick pieces of protein in there, and they take forever to cook. So it gets a nice charred, rock hard outside and the undercooked inside.
Yep, that's why I like to, again, use these pans. Very simple. So again, with this, we'll add a little bit of shallots, fresh shallots, a little bit of garlic. We'll use the shallot oil instead of the olive oil again, a little more flavor. Add some mushrooms, because they're going to take longer to cook.
Yeah, with mushrooms, it's great to have a high heat, otherwise they're going to start weeping all that moisture and you're simmering instead of sauteing.
That's right. A couple artichoke hearts. Of the Kalamata olives, I'm only going to use a couple, because they're a little bit salty and they add a lot of flavor. A little bit gives you a big punch. And then some roasted red pepper, again for color and for flavor. That'll be good.
Those olives are one of those items that you need to plan ahead for, because if you're going to season up front, you got to remember the ingredients coming down the road are going to affect the flavor.
Absolutely. Put the proteins over to the side a little bit again. Now that herb mixture in there with all this will be good. Move that around.
I have to tell you, I'm really regretting skipping lunch right now. Smells so good.
Now in this, we'll put a little white wine.
Do you have a preference on the type of white wine?
Just a dry white wine. This is a Pinot Grigio. Let that reduce. How are we doing with our sauce here? Oh, I think that's great. What I'll do is I'll add some of this. Thank you. In. Here we go. You can really smell the Kalamata olives.
That you can.
Now with this, we're going to pair it up with a little bit of salad. So with this, we're going to make just a simple vinaigrette. Have some field greens in here, some yellow tomatoes I saw at the market today, looked really good. Put a little sea salt, a little pepper, put a little extra virgin olive oil in. And I have a lemon balsamic vinegar. I thought that would be nice. So put a little of that on there.
Making just enough dressing in our greens just to coat the leaves.
That's it.
Sometimes you go out and you get up with soup at the bottom of your salad bowl.
Yep. I'll just mix them all together. This is nice. Great for the spring and the summer season coming for a little al fresco dining. It's right around the corner.
We're going to need a little bit of that dry white wine in a glass when we try this out later.
Absolutely. Some of the tomatoes on top. A little color. That'd be good.
Perfect.
Thank you. And we'll build right off of that. Put the chicken on there.
The smell from those olives is really, really coming through.
Yeah,
it goes a long
they
way.
really pack a punch. Let's reduce just a little bit more. I'm going to add just a touch of orange zest at the end.
Oh.
Give it a little acidity, and it ties up everything together. It's a nice little addition.
All right, got the citrus in your dressing, the citrus in your sauce.
Absolutely.
making these kind of dishes at home? You ever make a little extra sauce and store it away for a rainy day?
Why not? I mean, this way you could have something simple. And this is something you could eat, you know, kind of room temperature also. Not a problem. You could grill the chicken. And just put a little bit of the sauce over the top. There you go, it's a done deal. Put a little bit more of the herbs on there. Give it a little bit of zest onto the salad there. Ties it all in.
Beautiful.
There we are. Chicken Mediterranean. A little salad. A little bread if you wanted with that for the rest of the family. We could have the gluten. But there's also some really excellent gluten-free breads on the market also. Works well with that. And on both of the dishes we did today, you could substitute beef or you could substitute pork. Even especially this one, you could put little small pieces of salmon if you wanted to substitute fish. Works very well.
That sounds wonderful. And if you're interested in learning more about fish or salmon, or chicken or beef or pies or chocolate, we have non-credit classes here. You can look us up online at www.mccc.edu and join us. Meanwhile, thank you for joining us for this dish, Anthony. And
thank you.
I can't wait to see what you have planned for dessert.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll be right back after this.
Can I help you, sir?
Found these over by the stairs.
Okay, thank you.
What are they?
Love handles. Lots of people lose them taking the stairs instead of the escalator.
Now it's a mess. You got all these polyps running around. Speaking of the devil.
Colon cancer almost always starts with the polyp. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts.
Where'd you think you were running to, huh?
I didn't even see you guys there.
Get the test, get the polyp,
I want to talk to my lawyer!
get the cure.
I got a phone call!
Welcome to another edition of Ask Frank. As you can figure it out, I'm Frank. And somebody's actually asked me a question this time. Can you believe it? This question comes from Lindsay Burgeon. And what she asks is there a difference with different types of flour as far as their use? And well, Lindsay, there are. Basically, a lot of people will talk about gluten and gluten content. And what I have here is some different flours. This is a bread flour. So guess what we use that for typically? That's right, biscuits. And bread, of course, bread. What this has is it's not actually the gluten content per se, it's the protein content. And the protein is what enables or creates the glutens. So there's typically between a 5 to 15% protein content on flours. So the bread flour has a higher protein content, therefore creating more glutens, which creates a stronger dough that we typically use for breads. This over here is an all-purpose flour. So when in doubt, we use all-purpose flour. That's most commonly used by chefs in the kitchen, especially when you don't know what the application may be. We move on then to, as I lick my lips, a cake flour, right? Cakes, lip smacking good. So this flour over here, this cake flour, or what we can also get as a pastry flour, is a much more delicate flour, lower protein count, typically the least protein count. And what we'll use this for, obviously, is what? Cakes. And then just to throw a little mix into that, Lindsay, for you, we have here what's called semolina flour. So you can see this color here. This is a durum wheat flour, typically used for pasta, as you can see here by the color and by the grain. So this will create a wonderful pasta dough. A lot of chefs now are using all-purpose flour for their pasta, or a combination that we do is half semolina and half all-purpose flour. Creates a really nice pasta dough. So Lindsay, I hope that answers your question. Whether we use a bread flour, an all-purpose flour, or a cake flour, a pastry flour, or semolina flour, depends upon the application. And what we're looking for is that protein content. So we're not having a cake used with bread flour, and then we have a pretty tough cake. So make sure you use the right flour, and make sure when you have those questions, don't ask your neighbor, ask Frank.
Welcome back to Dish It Out. Now it's time for an extraordinary dessert, one I had the pleasure of tasting at a food show last year. And Chef Anthony Tadaro from RC Fine Foods is going to make us a very unique dessert. So what do you have in mind for us?
Well, it's a dessert sushi, a little bit different. It follows the same gluten-free program that we've been doing earlier with the 2 chicken dishes. Using a soy wrapper instead of a regular nori, sushi rice, some orange zest, chocolate, and some of our tapioca pudding. So it's really a nice dish. And then we top it off with a little surprise. So, let's get right to it, huh?
Let's do it.
Okay.
When I say let's do it, I mean let's do it and I'll watch.
There you go.
That works for me.
I've seen you do that many times.
Everyone has to be good at something.
You're right. So the sushi rice is made the same way. Nice, very sticky. Made seasoned with the sushi vinegar and a little bit of mirin. Okay.
Mirin being?
It's like a Japanese cooking wine, kind of a sweet. And then we'll put the sesame seeds on. All sesame seeds on there. Put a layer of the tapioca, our prepared tapioca pudding from RC.
Oh, where else would you get it?
Good stuff.
Now we buy your products on the wholesale market. Now, do you have a retail outlet for someone at home?
For people who would like to buy like 1 or 2 pieces, we have a retail partner that carries almost all of our products. It's ReadyBase, ReadyBase.com. You can go on there, check it out. Everything comes to you via UPS. You just fill out the order form. Like I said, they have almost all of our products. So there we have the zest, orange zest on there. Some bittersweet chocolate.
Ah, nice dark chocolate.
Oh yeah, it's very good for you.
What would sushi be without chocolate?
That's right. And then we'll roll it up. Just like a regular sushi. Moisten that edge. And there we go. Okay, then we'll do another one.
These sushi wraps are mighty bright here.
Oh yeah, very bright. They work well. They're from Roland Foods. They've helped us out tremendously with a couple of different things for the shows. One of our partners that we do business with.
It's a fairly thin layer of rice that you put on there.
Well, we're rolling it up, and it is, you don't want to spoil the flavor of the tapioca. Okay. Again, we put the rice on there, put the sesame seeds, a little crunch. Because this is kind of like a sweet and savory, a little sweet and sour thing going on. Put a little bit of the tapioca, a nice line. We use a nice French tapioca. It's kind of a small pearl. You know, you can get the really big ones also. Lemon zest. Chocolate. Now it's good if you can let these refrigerate and they'll get a little bit firmer on you. But we're going to slice these and plate them to show you how it's done. Okay, so that's good. We'll cut this first one. Got to use a really sharp knife. Good. Thrust all the way through.
You know, we actually teach knife skills here. It's one of our non-credit classes.
There you go. You could take sushi slicing. Okay. Plate there. So put a few pieces on here. It's nice. What would sushi be without some wasabi? Put some wasabi on there. That's our kiwi coulis. Put a little mango on there for a dipping sauce. And what we can top it off too is these. This is a chipotle and mango caviar. It's made with an alginate and a calcium chloride bath.
Alginate being?
Alginate is it's a form of seaweed. It's a powder, And by doing this, and I learned this at a culinology class here at Mercer, and how to disperse it into the water, and you flavored it with our mango coulis and then our chipotle chili, give it a little zip, and then you put it in a syringe, and you can take and deposit it little beads at a time onto the into the calcium chloride bath. It makes these wonderful fruit caviars, and there we have it. Put a little chipotle around the sides. A dessert sushi with a mango chipotle caviar.
I'm looking forward to trying that. Thank you so much for joining us, Anthony.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for joining us. Look for us again here on Dish It Out, or visit us here on campus at the Culinary Center at Mercer County Community College. We'd love to see you here. We'll see you next time.